Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to the Mentorship Corner. My name is Sibiya Mtandazo. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to like, share, and most importantly, don't forget to click that red subscription button down below so that you'll be notified every time we'll be uploading new content. You guys said you like the outdoors, so I was like, well, why not? So we are out again. Apologies if there's any sounds, car sounds, anything like that. I'm hoping the mic will filter those through. But yeah, anyways guys, good morning. How have you guys been for the first month of the year? I've been great. I hope you guys have been great as well. So today I've got some notes written down because today's video is a bit lengthy in terms of the content that I'm going to be covering, so I just want to make sure I don't miss anything. So the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is basically the content that you can expect from the channel for the course of the year. So firstly, I've got now 3 important months in the year. So remember, we knocked off the November edition last year because it just doesn't work and it just wasn't working. So this year we have 3 months again. So we're having our first month, which is our June business edition. Our second month is our August women's edition, and then the third month is October, which is a reconnect with yourself edition. So for that edition, we're just basically going to be talking about all things self-care, all things self-love, all things self-discovery. So I'm super excited for that. And I made it October because that's actually the time where I do a lot of that in my life in general, because that's my birthday month. But I felt like because I'm going to be doing a lot of that in general, it's going to be easier for me to translate it to you guys and make it like a very all-inclusive journey that we can all engage in as a community. So those are the 3 important months. So we've got June, August, and September. So note that down and do not miss it for the world. The second thing I wanted to tell you guys about the content that I'm creating this year is that I saw that the first year of work series playlist was getting a lot of attention, and I was like, you know what, I'd be robbing you guys of information if I don't just continue it for the rest of the channels live basically. So I'm bringing back the first year of work series. So if there's topics that you would like me to cover, that you feel like it's your first time, it's like your first year of work and you stuck with like a thing or two, drop in the comment section down below and we'll tackle those for you. So that's it for now, just the content part of the video. Now we're going to get to the second part of the video, which is like the gist of the actual video, which is basically setting goals for the new year. As you guys know, I am an over planner, so I plan everything. And when I say everything, I mean like everything. So it would be if I don't do my goal setting at the beginning of the year. So I do this every year in January just to make sure I set the tone for the year, and I know what needs to be done, and I know what work needs to be done during the course of the year to ensure that I reach, I take that baby step towards my ideal world or my success world basically. So the first thing I want to just remind you guys is I just want to remind you what the channel is all about. We're all about educating, empowering, and having an impact in your life. We do this through the videos that we upload and basically the interviews that we have with different people who share their different life journeys. So today, before I even start about setting new goals, I just want to read this out for you guys. So before setting new goals, ensure that you have reviewed your goals for the previous year. So tick off all the achieved ones and then we can start again. So last year I showed you guys how to set goals for the new year, how to draw up an action plan. I'm going to link the video up here. So I need you to go back to your goals, to your 2021 goals, scratch out all the ones that you've achieved if you haven't done so already, and then put this, write aside the ones that you did not achieve, and then review your life and where you are in your life and where you want to go. And then you can make that decision to say, are these still a part of my journey or not? If they are not, leave them there, it's fine, we can forget about them. If they are, then add them again onto your goal setting this year so that you can work towards achieving those. So that's the first thing. Make sure that you've sorted that out before we move on to the next step of the video. So now I want to remind you guys of the 8 areas of your life that I said last year are important when you're setting your goals. So these 8 areas ensure that you're taking care of each part of your life holistically, instead of just setting one goal that you tried hoping that it's going to sort out everything else in your life. It does not work like that. So the first area of your life that I need you guys to tackle is your health. So take care of your physical health, your mental health, and your emotional health. Make sure that you eat right for your physical health and you have a little bit of movement. You know, take in enough water, move around, exercise, and make sure that you eat right food that's actually going to nourish and keep your body nice and healthy, right? 2, you want to make sure you take care of your mental health and your emotional health. So if you are going through a rough path in your life and talking to people around you is not helping anymore, seek therapy. I went for therapy last year because it was just becoming too much of everything. And I can tell you this, first few sessions are not nice because you're opening up to someone that you don't know, and you're opening up about parts that sometimes you don't really want to share with anyone. But it helps you to reconnect with yourself, and it helps you identify areas in your life that you need to work on and areas in your life that are still good and just need nurturing going forward. So seek therapy. And then emotional health, get rid of the toxic friend, the toxic relationship, shut out the toxic family member if you have to, so that you can live a happy and fulfilling life. So that's your health 1. 2, we've got your wealth. Finances, I know, guys, but they're very, very, very important. So there's 3 parts to finances. There's your debt, there's your savings, and there's your investment. So let's start with your savings and investment. So savings, I generally save money if I'm saving for like a bigger goal. So I'll put money away for that specifically. For example, I saved up money last year so that I can have it for December to spend with my family. That's a bigger goal. And then investment is putting money away for it to accumulate interest for you over time. So I do this through my retirement annuity, which is money I put away for my retirement. My life cover is just an insurance, really. It's not, I don't think it's an investment per se. And then I've got then you can have like an investment account basically where you put money away so that it can accumulate interest for you in the future, right? So that's like your investment and savings. And then we've got debt. Last year I spoke to you guys about my debt that I wanted to get rid of. I wanted to close my Edgar's account. Guess what? We closed that Edgar's account last year. I am so happy about that. So now the only debt I've got is my credit card, which is a very, very, very low limit. I'm not stressed about that. And then we've got my car. So I spoke to my financial advisor and she told me that if I actually put in a little bit extra cash towards my car, it doesn't really lower the interest or the installments, but it drops the loan period. So instead of it being 5 years, it can be 4 years or 3 years or 2 years, depending on how much extra money you put in every month. So I'm going to start doing that this year, so I'm super excited for that. That's how I'm getting rid of my debt. So do the same thing for you. Write down all the debts that you've got, write down all the things that you need to save up money for. And while we're on savings again, don't forget to save up money for emergencies. So have an emergency fund. That is very, very, very important. So yeah, wealth, savings, investments, and your debt. Those are the 3 things you need to write goals on so that you can tackle them accordingly. Then we've got spirituality. So spirituality means different things to different people. For me, it just means being at peace with everything around me and everything that I'm doing, and having the hope that all that I'm putting out there, I'm going to get in return, and everything will go according to plan. So last year, my spirituality thing was meditating. I did try it. It's actually quite difficult to sit still, but I realized that the more I practiced, the better I became. So this year we're going to meditate again. I have decided to read some spiritual books as part of my reading vocabulary thingy, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I'm adding that onto my spirituality journey. Whatever works for you, do that, but add your goals for your spirituality. I think it brings you inner peace and it brings you a lot of joy, so make sure you take care of that. The next one is community. So we always want to be able to give back to your community. Well, at least I do. So have a thing or two that you're going to do that's going to help you give back to your community. This year I joined an organization called Sibuyi Selwa Foundation. I think you guys saw last year I did a video for them under business and entrepreneurship, and how you can use that to help grow and nurture economies in our disadvantaged communities. It was an amazing. They were launching the Miss Umkhanya pageant. So this year I'm working with them hands-on to try and achieve the goals of the organization. I am going to have them on the platform I think early Feb or mid Feb, where I'm going to be having an interview with the founder of this Vuyiselo Foundation, as well as their Miss Umkhanyakude, so that we can know what type of work we should expect from them during the course of the year. So I'm super excited for that. The next thing that I'm doing that for me is giving back to my community. It's actually my channel. I feel like sitting here speaking to you guys, putting myself out there and putting out content that I feel is going to help you grow and become better versions of yourself. That in some ways me giving back to my community, so because I love it as well. So that's like, for me, it's like a plus. And then the third thing that I'm going to be doing this year for my birthday, there's an organization called MSF. It's Médecins Sans Frontières. It basically means Doctors Without Borders. So they have this donation thing that you can do for your birthday, where you can set up a donation fund with them, where people, instead of buying you gifts for your birthday, they can actually donate the money that they were going to use to buy you gifts towards the organization. So I'm doing that this year. So if you were planning on buying me a gift, put that money away and make sure it's saved up, because in October I'm going to need that money to go towards donations. So I'm super excited for that. So that for me is under community. And then we've got your career. You can either look at it in terms of your business or, you know, your professional career. It's up to you really, whichever one you want to tackle this year. Work on that. If you want to get the promotion, or you want to move from an intern to having a permanent position at a company, put in the work, write down that goal so that you can actually start putting in the work for that. For me this year, I'm giving myself a gap year, so I'm not really working a lot in terms of my career. I'm taking a step back, just to review what I've done so far and to then know what's the next best move for me to take going forward. So I'm just taking a breather, and then next year we try again and we move again. And then we've got self, which is one of my absolute faves. Loving yourself and taking care of yourself is just as important as taking care of the people around you. So put time aside, do self-care routines, put time aside, take care of yourself, nourish your body, nourish your brain, you know, take care of yourself, guys. I cannot stress it enough. So set goals that you want to do this year, that you want to take care of yourself. Basically this year my goal is to rest and refocus under self. So I'm resting a lot. I'm not going to be working as much as I did last year. And then I'm also going to just refocus my energy. So I'm going to go back and tap into the deeper inner me, and I'm going to realize what I want, what I stand for, and then I'm going to start tackling on those things and just refocus and rechannel my energy properly. That's what I'm doing this year under self. So find that goal that you feel resonates with you taking care of yourself, and obviously start putting that goal into action and work towards being a better version of yourself. And then the second last one is relationships. So we've got relationships with ourselves. We'll take care of that on the self, under the self goal. So if you want to build that, take care of yourself under the self-care, self-love goal. But building relationships with your family, your friends, and basically your spouse, make sure you're a good partner, and make sure that you know, I always say, get rid of, you know, the weeds. Yeah, like get rid of the toxic people in your life, so that you'll be left with people who actually influence you to grow and become better, and people that you also influence and grow and help them become better. So that's very important. So do that, nurture relationships. What I've realized is that as we get a bit older, we normally start drifting away from our siblings, our families, because we're starting our own lives. Don't forget those relationships. They're very important. You're going to need them. Build those relationships. Take care of that. What I'm doing this year is I reconnected with a few family members that I didn't really have a proper relationship with, but I realized actually we're not fighting, we just family, we just don't talk. And I started like reaching out to them, and we started talking, and I'm loving the progress of the relationship. And obviously I'm going to keep making sure that the relationship grows and it's nurtured properly. Then the last one, which is fun and recreation. They always say save the best for last. This is my absolute favorite part. So fun and recreation, nurture your hobbies, do that which you love, and you will be a happy person in life. So nurture your hobbies. And I just think traveling is very important. So travel if you can, even if it's like to your local, I don't know, town, local game reserve, nature reserve, whatever it may be. Hike if you can, go hiking. Just travel. You're gonna love it. You're gonna enjoy it. So travel, and more travel. basically you're gonna love it. So that's what I'm doing this year. I'm gonna be traveling quite a bit. I'm gonna go for a few hikes, and I'm gonna read a lot because I love reading. And even though I'm not baking to sell, but I'm actually going to bake quite a bit, just for my family and friends, and just to, you know, nurture my skill. I mean, why not? Why not? So yeah, those are the 8 areas in your life that I need you to write a goal. Maybe it's like 1 or 2 goals in each area. I'm going to run through them again. It's your health, your wealth, yourself, your career, spirituality, community, relationships, and fun and recreation. Very, 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 very important. Once you have written out all your goals for each area of your life, this is the last 2 things I need you to do for me. The first one is I need you to select one emotion or one mood that you want to have for the rest of the year. This is very important for you, to allow you to set the tone and the mood for the year. So for me this year, I'm choosing peaceful. So I just want to be at peace with everything that's happening in my life, good or bad. I just want to be at peace. That's what I want. So set a mood for yourself. It could be happy, it could be I don't know, joyful, it could be grateful, whatever it is. Just choose to be whatever it is. So I'm choosing to be at peace. So choose that one mood or emotion you want to have for the rest of the year. I know some days won't be as great, but you're going to be reminded of why you wanted to have this specific word for the rest of the year, and then you just work towards that. The second thing is basically set a word for the year. So basically, let me just wow, let me tell you guys what I mean by the word for the year. So basically, set a word that defines the impact you want to have in the world and the lives of the people that you touch. So it could be just, it's literally a word that you want. Trying to find words. It's a word that defines the impact you want to have in the world, one, and in the people around you. So for me this year, my word is growth. So I want to grow myself, because I feel if I grow, then I'll be able to change the world. But also I want to help grow people around me. So with every person that I touch and every person that I interact with, I want their lives to be filled with growth. So that's my word, my 2 words. So my mood for the year is peaceful. It's peace. I just want to be at peace with everything that's happening in my life. And then my word for the year is growth. I want to ensure that every person's life that I touch is impacted and they have growth in their lives. Before I love you and leave you, my loves, I just want to say, in all that you do, be honest with yourself and set realistic goals for yourself, and set goals that are in line with your purpose. So yesterday I watched an interview between Oprah and Carol Mice, I don't know. They said something very profound. She said, ensure that in whatever you do in your life, you do not betray yourself, because self-betrayal makes you no different from the people that actually hurt you. Because at the end of the day, if you betray yourself, you're hurting yourself. You're going to end up choosing a career path that's not what you intended, because you're betraying yourself to impress someone, or you're betraying yourself because you're thinking, no, I don't want that, I want that. That's self-betrayal. So do not betray yourself, because that makes you the same people or the same person that actually hurts you in your life. So that's why I'm saying, be honest, be realistic, and make sure that everything you do feels right to you and it feels aligned to you. Then you'll know what you're living in purpose, and whatever you do, you're doing it in your purpose. So yeah, I love you guys absolutely a lot. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, we'll meet again in the next video. It is goodbye from me.